Hello and welcome to St. Louis Park today. I'm your host Seth Rowe. Well, tonight I'll be going to a St. Louis Park School Board meeting, and there's some things on the agenda I'll just tell you about in case you're curious. They will have a report on Peter Hobart Primary Center's building test results for 2007 and 08, as well as plans for 2008-09. They also will have a budget update on the district's 2009 and 10 budget, and also the quarterly spending reports for the district that they're doing now. After that, they're going to talk about the 2009-10 integration budget that requires annual school board approval, and I believe this kind of relates to the equity sorts of things with West Metro Integration District and so forth. A number of Minneapolis students come to St. Louis Park. The result. After that, they've got some pretty basic things that they kind of do every year, and they're going to approve a statement of assurances about federal funding for Title I, 2, 3, and 4 programs, which is basically just saying, yeah, we agree with the requirements, or we'll do them. And if there's kind of a related thing, the McKinney-Vento Education for Homeless Children application, which is for funding of homeless students. That's a federal deal, and it's been around for a while. And last on the budget is the integration budget approval, which is just the passing of the earlier topic that was discussed earlier, or will be discussed earlier. So that's the school board agenda tonight. Not a whole lot on there. I mean, we might get something interesting, we might not, we'll see. They're also meeting with senior high students, as they always do, shortly before graduation, just to see how they think the school's going, how the kids think the school is. And we have another earlier study session about basically pension plans at the district, and this is something they've been talking about for a while. It relates to savings that they can get by taking out a bond to pay for what's called other post-employment benefits, and thus have a little less pressure on their general fund. So that's what's on the agenda tonight. I'll just throw in one other completely unrelated thing, and that is the annual Blessing of the Animals, second annual for Peace Presbyterian Church at 7624 Cedar Lake Road, St. Louis Park. And this is something a number of churches do, and I've always thought was kind of interesting, the blessing of the animals. Peace Presbyterian Church will host the second annual Blessing of the Animals gathering at 6:30 p.m. Wednesday, May 20th. And the Reverend Stan Martin, the church's pastor, said all of God's creatures are welcome. He said, continued blessing of the animals is born of the idea that we often fail to recognize our pets and other creatures as important parts of our daily lives. And this gives us an opportunity to do so. Martin said the church hopes to build on the success of its initial Blessing of the Animals event a year ago. A special site will be set up on the church's front lawn at 7624 Cedar Lake Road. Parking will be available in the back. And Martin said, we're going to try to make this a meaningful and memorable experience for participants. If they can't bring an animal friend, maybe they can bring a photograph. So, I first came across one of these a few years ago, a number of years ago now, working in southern Minnesota, and I thought that was kind of interesting. I believe that was a Catholic church there that was doing it, and it's kind of an interesting perspective. Sometimes you don't think about animals relating necessarily to one's spiritual thoughts or what in life, but there they have them. So I'm sure it'll be interesting. And Weather Underground forecast, there is a 60% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 70, a low of 54 for Tuesday here. Today, it's a high of 68, mostly cloudy, low of 49. Not too bad. I ate lunch outside and it was pretty decent. Then we're looking at potentially thunderstorms carrying into Wednesday. A high of 67 on Wednesday, low of 45. So it's those May showers that we're familiar with certainly from April and are carrying over into May, but you know, typical May weather, I think, and everything certainly is lush out there. The plants are taking in that rainwater, so that's something. I don't see hardly any brown patches at all like pop up all over in August, especially around these parts. Well, anyway, that's all for today. For St. Louis Park Today, I'm Seth Rowe.